Hello, this is the TradeSite Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, August 11th, 2019, ending Friday, August 16th, 2019. This is options expiration already for August, which is weird. It's early in the month, but it is what it is. It's not a triple expiration, so we will see what we get. Here's the US dollar index. This is the daily chart of the broad market and futures form, or Forex form. We've gone nowhere in a long time. We're looking at a 4-point range for almost a year on the dollar index. This is the narrowest I've seen it. It does not bode well for trading the Forex market. We've had some very narrow ranges, but it is what it is. So let's get into the intraday action. We'll look at the daily charts. Then we'll look at the intra-week action. Talk about the economic data coming out this week. It's still summer. August is usually a typical boring month for Forex, so we'll see what we get. Here's euro dollar. Look how narrow. Look, each candle got narrower over the 5 days this week. It's just been narrow, narrow, narrow. The pound dollar made new lows finally on Thursday, and that's it. The Aussie dollar been totally dead flat, done nothing. The euro yen near lows, but nothing going on. Pound dollar made new lows, but again, until Thursday, nothing going on all week. You'll see the inter-week action. The pound Swiss made new lows, and the New Zealand dollar pair. Nothing going on there either. All right, in terms of intra-week action, here's the problem. Look at the euro dollar. So high to low for the week is 150 pips. It's very boring. But if you take out Monday where there was a move up, the rest of the week was like 80 pips the entire week. It's totally awful. We don't see that very much. The pound dollar, meanwhile, was the opposite. The whole entire week, Monday through Thursday-ish, was we'll call it about 120 pips, and then Friday we dipped a little bit, and that was it. So it's just, that's not a tradable week in Forex. It is what it is, but it's nothing we want to get involved in, generally speaking. So we can't do much there. All right, in terms of the economic data coming out this week, Sunday, bank holiday in Japan to start the week, federal budget balance at RBA Assistant Governor Kent speaks out of Australia, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, meaning there's no data Monday morning here in the U.S. New Zealand FPI, Japan PPI, business confidence out of Australia, tertiary industry activity out of Japan, German final CPI, German WPI, that's at 11 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, so we're already late into Monday. Foreign direct investment here in China. Now we've got Tuesday, average earnings index, the unemployment rate out of the UK, German zoo economic sentiment, and then the broad European zoo economic sentiment. So again, here in the U.S., we have no data at this point. Now we got new loans out of China, M2 money supply out of China, NFIB small business index out of the U.S., CPI 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So in the morning, Tuesday morning, our first numbers out of the U.S., the CPI number, which is one of our big three, so we'll be half size. Ahead of that, we got the UK CB leading index, core machinery orders out of Japan, Westpac consumer sentiment out of Australia. That night, we jumped to Tuesday night already. Wage price index out of Australia, fixed asset investment out of China, industrial production out of China, retail sales out of China, unemployment rate out of China, German preliminary GDP, and French final CPI out of Europe. We've got the CPI out of the UK going into Wednesday, along with their PPI, HPI, and so all their inflationary numbers at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time going into Wednesday. Flash GDP and employment change here out of Europe and industrial production at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Spanish 10-year bond auction. Got import-export prices here in the U.S. 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. Mortgage delinquencies here in the U.S. Crude oil inventories, that's at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. MI inflation expectations out of Australia. The unemployment rate and employment change number out of Australia at 6:30 p.m. Wednesday night. Revised industrial production here in Japan. France and Italy go on bank holiday going into Thursday. We've got a PPI out of Switzerland. Retail sales out of the UK. ADP non-farm employment change here out of Canada. Core retail sales out of the U.S. along with the Philly Fed and retail sales number at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I feel like that should be 6, but we'll see what it is. Empire State Manufacturing Index, non-farm payrolls, and the weekly initial. No, that's definitely 6:30 a.m. And weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers feel like this is off by an hour. I don't know why. Capacity utilization and industrial production at 6:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Business inventories, NAHB Housing Market Index here in the U.S., natty gas, tick long-term purchases. We got New Zealand's Business AZ Manufacturing Index, European trade balance, building permits and housing starts out of the U.S., and then preliminary University and Michigan sentiment. Starts as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trade.